sure about Mr. Cagle, but there should be a private at the jail, Mr. Morrison.
Judge, I'm right here.
Hey, Attorney Morrison, how are you?
I'm doing well, Judge. How are you?
Good morning. All right, let's take his case. We'll take your case now.
20 CF 832 Orlando Bota.
Thank you, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Bota. Can you please raise your right hand for me?
You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Thank you. So, Mr. Bota, how this is going to work, okay? I'm going to talk to your attorney and to the state, and then I'm going to ask you some questions, all right? Counsel, can you place anticipated disposition on the record?
He'd be admitting to his violation of probation, be sentenced to 60 days in the county jail, and then reinstatement to a new term of 1 year of community control, followed by 3 years of probation.
That's drug offender probation?
Drug offender probation.
Yes.
I'll write that right here.
And Judge, this would be a downward departure based on a legitimate uncoerced plea bargain due to the nature of the technical violations.
Oh, it's all right. We are all in masks. If no one can adjust to a pandemic, then I don't know what you can adjust to. All right, counsel, there is a criminal punishment code score sheet. Did you have an opportunity to review that?
Yes, I believe I received a copy via email.
All right, any corrections, objections, and modifications?
No, Judge.
Perfect. All right, thank you, ASA Donnelly. I received everything, and there is no restitution.
And one thing, just for Mr. Morrison, the score sheet is a duplicate of the original score sheet with 12 points for the Anti-Murder Act violation.
Yes.
Which would be the total sentence points is 59. Did you see that?
I believe so, Judge, yes.
All right. All right, Mr. Bode, it's your turn, okay?
All right.
All right, can you state for me your true name and date of birth?
My name is Orlando Bota. My birthday is 2/27/88,
2 February?
February.
All right, your lawyer tells me today that you wish to change your previously entered plea of a denial and today enter an admittance to the following. Violation of condition number 7 of the Order of Community Control by using intoxicants to the excess or possessing any drugs or narcotics unless prescribed by a physician. Violation of condition 13 of the Order of Community Control by failing to remain confined to his approved residence except 1/2 hour before and after approved employment, public service, or any other special activities. And violation of condition number 13 of the Order of Community Control by failing to remain confined to his approved residence except for 1/2 hour before and after approved employment, public service work, or any other special activities. Is that what you wish to do today?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
Nope.
Are you suffering from any mental illness or emotional disturbance?
Nope.
Mr. Bodo, how far did you go in school?
High school?
Do you read and write English?
Yes.
Did you have the opportunity to read and understand your constitutional rights listed on that admission of violation of community control form you signed?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this your signature on page 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anybody forced you, threatened you, or coerced you in order to get you to enter this plea today?
No, ma'am.
Has anybody promised you anything besides what your attorney and the state have placed on the record this morning?
No, ma'am.
All right, this is a violation of probation, pardon me, hearing, so I want to make sure that you understand you're giving up the right to remain silent. That's the new law violations, but you can be compelled to testify as to technical violations. You're giving up the right to be presumed innocent until the state proves by preponderance of evidence that you substantially and willfully violated your probation. You're giving up a right to have a hearing before a judge and have a lawyer represent you at that hearing. Lawyers can cross-examine state witnesses, call witnesses on your behalf, and present evidence on your behalf. Do you understand you're giving up all those rights today by entering this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you understand if you're not a citizen of the United States, that entry of this plea will result in your deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Boda, it's not going to be a trial today. I'm going to impose sentence based upon this negotiated plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe that there's any DNA evidence out there that would free you or exonerate you today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe that there's any DNA evidence out there that would free you or exonerate you today?
No, ma'am.
Defense?
No, Judge.
State?
State is not aware of any, Judge.
Defense, would you stipulate to the amended affidavit of violation of probation?
We do, Judge.
All right, Mr. Bode, I'm going to accept your plea today. I find you're alert, you're intelligent, and you understand the nature and the circumstance of the offense. I find you've been represented by competent counsel. Are you satisfied with your lawyer's representation of you in this matter?
Yes.
And because of that, I find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered, and that you, there's a factual basis for acceptance of this plea. State, is there any legal cause why sentence should now not be imposed?
Judge, due to the fact that the defendant is a violent felony offender of special concern, there is a danger hearing that needs to take place. The state would present in the danger hearing the violation of probation affidavit as well as the score sheet. No other evidence. The state does not believe the defendant is currently a danger and would ask that Your Honor find he is not currently a danger to society.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on issues of the danger hearing?
We have no evidence to present, Judge. We merely ask the court to find him not to be a danger based upon the evidence that's been presented by the state judge indicating that no dangerous acts have been committed, Judge, and he's quite simply not a threat to anybody.
Thank you. About the court after conducting the, pardon me. There's some findings that you must have to decide whether or not that a violent offender of special concern poses a danger to the community. And determining that danger to the community posed by the offender's release, the court show is going to base those on some findings. So the nature and circumstance of the violation and the new offenses that were charged, it looks like this violation is based on nonviolent crimes and using intoxicants and failing to remain confined. I'm also looking at the offender's present conduct, including any criminal convictions, and the offender's amenability to non-incarcerative sanctions based on his history and the conduct of probation. I don't see at this time that the defendant is going to pose a danger to society, nor a danger to the community, and thus, after having the danger hearing based on Florida Statute 948.06, I do find that Mr. Boda, you are not a danger to the community. And at this time, if there's anything else from the state, I'll go ahead to sentencing.
Nothing further from the state, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Boda, at this time, I'm going to sentence you as follows, okay? I'm going to sentence you to 60 days in the Osceola County Jail. We have a credit time served, Madam Clerk. 22 days. The credit time served of 22 days, followed by the new one-year term of community control drug offender probation.
Community control level 1, followed by drug offender probation.
So that's not here. I'm going to write that here, okay? Community control level 1, followed by 3 years of drug offender probation. It is here, pardon. Followed by 3 years of drug offender probation. And I'm going to, all the original conditions of that said probation and community control are reinstated at this time. Do you understand, Mr. Boda?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There's going to be some court costs that are associated with this, Mr. Boda, Madam Clerk.
Court cost is an additional $100 for the cost of prosecution, and he has an outstanding balance of $968. So total $1,068.
$1,068, Mr. Boda. Do you believe you can do $25 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to give you 60 days from your release to start your court costs so that you can get back on your feet, get some employment going, and make sure that you're able to make those court costs, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right. You can appeal the sentence and judgment of this court. Any notice of appeal must be in writing and must be filed within 30 days of today's date. If you cannot afford an attorney for the purpose of appeal, one will be appointed to you. This looks like it's a legitimate, uncoerced plea bargain, and it's a downward departure.
Judge, did we give him his credit for time served?
22 days.
22 days. All right, please report to probation, to community control within 24 hours of your release.
Okay.
All right, good luck, sir. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. All right, so that should bring me to now the video feed. I can take, actually, can I do Carolyn Davis? That's a plea. Just knock that out real quick.
On behalf of the state, and Your Honor, I believe Ms. Cronk had already submitted the plea form and the score sheet to Ms. Goodrum.
He did, of course. That's the way I like it.
21 CF 937, Carolyn Davis.
Morning, Ms. Davis. So this is how it's going to work, okay? I'm going to talk to your attorney, to the state, then I'm going to ask you some questions, all right? All right, raise your right hand for me.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you would tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am. You got to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel, can you place anticipated resolution on the record for me?
Yes, Your Honor. Kristen Cronk on behalf of Ms. Davis. It's going to be an adjudication of guilt, 6 months in the Osceola County Jail,
with 105 days credit time served. As of today, when we submitted that, it was less. So yours might be different. The public defender fee and public defender lien and court costs and all counts are to run concurrent to each other in any other sentence.
State, is this a correct reflection of the anticipated resolution?
Maria Morales, on behalf of the state, it is, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Davis, it's your turn, okay? Can you state your true name and date, pardon, there's a criminal punishment code score sheet. Did you have an opportunity to review that? And is there any corrections, objections, or modifications to 43.1?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Davis, can you state your true name and date of birth for me?
Carolyn Vicky Davis, 10188.
October? Your lawyer tells me that you wish to change your previously entered plea of not guilty and today enter a plea of no contest to the following. Count 1, dealing in stolen property, which is a second-degree felony. Count 2, possession of burglary tools, a third-degree felony. And count 3, conspiracy to commit burglary of a conveyance, which is a third-degree felony. Is that what you wish to do today? Are you under the influence of any drugs, any medication or alcohol? Are you suffering from any mental illness or emotional disturbance?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Davis, how far did you go in school?
8th grade.
Did you read and write English? Did you have an opportunity to read and understand your constitutional rights listed on this plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have any questions, was your lawyer available to answer those questions for you if you had any?
Yes.
Do you understand that today you're going to waive all your constitutional rights listed on this plea form? Do you understand that the total maximum penalties for this crime is 25 years in the Department of Corrections? That's the total maximum. Plus a total maximum fine of $20,000, plus court costs, cost of investigation and restitution. All right. Give me 1 minute. Let me just look at this, make sure. All right. Are you entering this plea today freely and voluntarily? Has anybody forced you, threatened you, or coerced you in order to get you to enter this plea today, Ms. Davis? Has anybody promised you anything else besides your attorney, what your attorney in the state have placed on the record this morning? Do you understand, Mr. Davis, it's not going to be a trial today? I'm going to impose sentence based upon this negotiated plea. Do you understand if you're not a citizen of the United States, that entry of this plea will result in your deportation? All right, are you satisfied with your lawyer's representation of you in this matter? And let's see here. Do you believe there's any DNA evidence out there that would free you or exonerate you today?
No, ma'am.
State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
Your Honor.
Defense, would you stipulate to the Osceola affidavit of arrest?
Yes, Your Honor.
And let's see here. It looks like this was a legitimate uncoerced plea bargain. Or maybe I have that mixed up with Mr. Boda, sorry. Give me 1 minute. Madam Clerk?
Ms. Davis is actually just shy of scoring
Yeah,
management. so-
I'm, you know what, Madam Clerk, please take this. Thank you. All right, and let's see here. All right, Ms. Davis, I'm going to accept your plea today. I find you're alert, you're intelligent, and you understand the nature and the circumstance of these offenses. I find you've been represented by competent counsel, whom you told me you were satisfied with, and I find there's a factual basis for acceptance of your plea, okay? State, is there any legal cause why sentence should not be imposed?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Defense, is there anything further before I go to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Davis, at this time, I'm going to sentence you as follows. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty on the dealing in stolen property, possession of burglary tools, and conspiracy to commit the burglary of a conveyance. I'm going to sentence you to 6 months in the Osceola County Jail with 105 days credit time served. There's going to be some court costs, though, that are associated with this. There's going to be a PD fee and a PD lien. Madam Clerk, total court costs?
$415 in court costs, along with a $3 teen court fee, $100 cost of prosecution, $100 public defender lien, $100 public defender assistance fee, for a total of $718.
Ms. Davis, will you be working when you?
Yeah, I have a current case in Polk, but after I get through with that, then yes.
All right, so what I'm going to do is have you pay $25 a month. I'm going to start that 90 days after your release so that you get a chance to get back on your feet, get your employment, then start making your court costs, okay? And these are all counts are going to run concurrent to any other sentence. And there should be an announcement, anticipated announcement from the state. I have count 4, I'm sorry, is that with Franco Victor only, okay? All right, Ms. Davis, at this time, I'm going, you can appeal the sentence and judgment of this court. Any notice of appeal must be in writing and must be filed within 30 days of today's date, okay? If you cannot afford an attorney for the purpose of appeal, one will be appointed to you. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Of course.
Your Honor.
Have a good rest of your day. Yes, ma'am. Yes, now we can go to the, let's get those arraignments done. Okay.
2019 CS 538, Duffett and Angelon.
Your Honor, Mr. Anderlon is present and approaching.
Good morning, Mr. Angelon. How are you doing today? All right, raise your right hand for me, okay?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you would tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Perfect. Mr. Angelon, you are here as you were charged with a violation of condition number 5 of your order of probation by failing to live without violating any law, by committing the criminal offense of a traffic offense, attaching a tag or license plate not assigned. Violation of condition number 5 by failing to live without violating any law by committing the criminal offense of no motor vehicle registration in Orange County. At this time, you have filled out an application for criminal indigent status. You have been deemed indigent by the clerk. You're going to be appointed to the Office of the Public Defenders. At this time, your attorney is standing to your left. She's going to announce her name and announce the following on your behalf.
Izquierdo, on behalf of Mr. Anderlon, at this time, we're entering a denial.
All right, Mr. Angelon, this is your case, your life, okay? That means that you have to follow up with your attorney. If she doesn't call you, you call her, okay? And listen to the following date. Let's put this the closest that we can for this. What's the next?
December 16th is the next date.
I'm gonna move this on. We have one on November the 8th. That's a VOP status on November the 8th. We haven't. I'm gonna push this based on this charges. I'm gonna push this to November the 8th. Is that, who's the state on this?
Put it on there for the state judge.
They say Donnelly, no, do you have any issues with that?
We'll be ready.
Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna place this on, I'm sorry, APD Izquierdo, do you think that we could put this on the November the 8th docket instead of the December?
As long as it's a status hearing, Your Honor.
It is a status. Okay. So I'm gonna place this on November the 8th. I'm gonna speed this along for you a little bit, sir, based on the nature of these charges. I don't think we have to wait till December. But again, follow up your counsel, your life, all right? All right, so I'm gonna place this on the November the 8th status hearing. Wait for your paperwork, okay, sir?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Judge, do you want him to continue to report to probation while?
Yes.
Mr. Anderlon.
Mr. Angelon, you know to continue to report to probation, okay? Make sure that you're reporting, right now, we don't want any more violations or anything, okay? Understand? All right. That will bring us,
21 CF 2001, Justin Scott Browder.
okay. Good morning, Mr. Brower. All right, next.
21 CF 2482, Mark Brown.
Your Honor, Mr. Brown is in custody.
Good morning, Your Honor. We're having a hard time hearing the people's names.
No worries. Good morning. How are you doing over there?
Good.
Thank you for keeping me safe. I'll repeat the names for you, all right?
Thank you.
Who do we have? Are you?
21 CF 2482, Mark Brown.
Approaching.
Thank you. All right, this is Davis. I do need Boda back. I didn't put some information on there. The score sheet and the police. I can make sure they have the score sheet. Okay.
Sir, can you raise your right hand, please? You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
You're gonna have to speak up for me a little bit, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Mr. Brown, you are here as you were charged with, can you state your true name for me?
Mark Deshaun Brown.
All right, Mr. Brown, you are here as you were charged with a battery on a law enforcement officer, third-degree felony, resisting an officer with violence, a third-degree felony, and criminal mischief with damage of more than $200, a first-degree misdemeanor. At this time, you have been provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defenders. Your attorney is inside of the Osceola Courtroom 5A, and she's going to announce her name for you and place the following, and enter the following on your behalf.
Belkis Izquierdo, on behalf of Mr. Brown, at this time, we're entering a plea of not guilty.
All right, Mr. Brown, it's up to you. You need to make sure that you keep in contact with your attorney. Did you hear your attorney's name?
Yes.
That means if she doesn't call you, you call her, okay? And listen for the following date, Madam Clerk.
Retrial will be set for December 8th. Trial period begins January 3rd.
Thank you, sir. Good luck. Next case.
21 CF 2326, William Butler.
Your Honor, Mr. Butler is in custody and approaching.
Good morning, Mr. Butler. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you state your true name for me?
William Merle Butler.
Mr. Butler, you're here as you were charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, third-degree felony, and battery, a first-degree misdemeanor. PD approved?
Why am I charged with a weapon?
Wait,
Mr. Butler.
Mr. Butler. Remember what this is right now. First and foremost, put your mask up for me.
Okay, I thought you needed it down.
No worries. This is going to be your arraignment. This is the time where I'm going to give you an attorney, and I'm going to appoint that attorney to you, and then you're going to be able to tell your attorney all the information. But right now, you're being recorded, so I don't want you to say anything, and I'm sure your attorney doesn't want you to say anything on the record right now. But what I do want you to do, because this is your case in your life, I want you to make sure that you listen to your attorney and listen to her name, so that if she doesn't call you, you can call her and follow up with the information, all right? Give me one moment. This time, Mr. Butler, you were charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a third-degree felony, and battery, a first-degree misdemeanor. At this time, you've been provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender. Your attorney is right here in the Osceola Courtroom 5A. She's going to announce her name for you. I want you to listen to it. And then she's going to enter the following on your behalf. All right, Mr. Butler? Counsel?
All right,
Oh.
but that's,
Mr. Butler, Your Honor, I do have some concerns in this case.
Can you
Yes, Your Honor.
please announce your name and enter the following on his behalf?
Yes, Your Honor. Belkis Izquierdo, on behalf of Mr. Butler, at this time, we're entering a plea of not guilty.
Thank
I just
you.
wanted to let the court know there may be some concerns in this case, and I just wanted to let the court know.
All right. So, Mr. Butler, she has entered a not guilty on your behalf. Her name is Attorney Izquierdo, and she's going to make sure that she contacts you. But again, this is your case in your life, right? So if she doesn't contact you, you make sure you contact her. And I want you to listen to the following dates. Madam Clerk?
Retrial will be set for December 8th. Trial period begins January 3rd.
All right, Mr. Butler, I'll see you then. Good luck.
all right.
21 CF 1914, Alexander Dubra.
Rachel Klempier on behalf of the state. Me and Mr. Seibel are working out the deal right now.
I didn't even see you come in. How are you doing today?
I was a few minutes late. I was bouncing around courtrooms this morning.
Yep, that's how it is.
But yeah,
No worries.
we're hoping to resolve Mr. Dubra's cases this morning, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Dewberry, just give me a moment. I'm going to recall your case. Your attorney is right inside of the Osceola Courtroom 5A, and he's talking to the state right now. But we can see you on our video screen. So just give us one moment. Officer, we'll recall this case, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
He said cases, so we'll need the other case.
I can give you a post-it note, Miss Blair.
Oh, must be the add-on?
There's a couple misdemeanors, Your Honor.
We'll get it. 21 CF 2146, Danny Garcia.
Approaching.
Thank you.
Emily Adams on behalf of Mr. Danny Garcia.
Good morning, Ms. Adams.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. Can you please raise your right hand for me?
Yes, ma'am.
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so can you state your true name for me?
Danny Luis Garcia, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Garcia, you were here you have been charged with a violation of condition number 3 of your order of probation by changing his residence, without first procuring the consent of the probation officer. At this time, your attorney, you've been provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender. Your attorney is in courtroom 5A. She's going to announce her name for you so you can hear it and enter the following on your behalf, okay?
Emily Adams on behalf of Mr. Garcia, and we're going to enter a denial today. Your Honor, I do anticipate this will result in a plea.
Okay. So did you hear your attorney's name, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Miss Emily Adams, ma'am.
That's correct. So listen for the following date.
You want to set it for the November docket or December?
I want to set it for will you be ready on November?
Yeah, I should be ready, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to set it for an earlier docket, November the 8th at 9:30 for your status. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
for status on November 8th?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. I can't plea out today, ma'am?
Your attorney's going to talk to you. Remember, I just appointed you to an attorney, and so if there's anything that changes, she's going to let you know, but it's important that you follow up with her, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
21 CF 443 Kevin Gomez.
Give me a second. Your Honor, Mr. Gomez is in custody.
Good morning, Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Gomez, you were here as you were charged with a violation of condition. Mr. Gomez, can you state your true name for me, please?
Kevin Gomez.
Can you raise your right hand?
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Gomez, good morning, and today you were here because you were charged with a violation of condition number 5 of the order of probation by failing to live without violating any law by committing the criminal offense of retail theft, felony, 2 or more prior theft convictions. That happened in Osceola County in violation of condition number 5 of the probation by failing to live without violating any law by committing the criminal offense of obstruction with the officer without violence on August 26th in Osceola County. At this time, I provisionally appointed you to the Office of the Public Defender. Your attorney is right here inside of the courtroom, 5A. She's going to announce her name, so listen, and she's going to enter the following on your behalf, okay?
August Izquierdo, on behalf of Mr. Gomez, at this time, we're entering a denial.
All right, Mr. Gomez, there's a denial that's been entered on your behalf, okay? It's very important that you listen to the following dates. It's your case, your life. So that means that you follow up with the attorney. If she doesn't call you, you reach out to her and listen for the following dates. Mr.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Gomez, please don't talk.
Wait, give me a minute. Do you want to know her name?
No, I was just wondering if the state had any offers before she entered denial.
Well,
State has no offer at this time, waiting on a new law filing.
there you go. All right, give us one moment.
VLP status will be set for November 8th at 9:30.
You can move. You want to move that back?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she's not going to be ready for that.
VLP status will then be set for December 16th at 9:30.
December the 16th at 9:30, okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Next case.
21 CF 2518 Warren Lamb.
Your Honor, Mr. Lamb is in custody.
Good morning, Mr. Lamb.
Good morning, ma'am.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Lamb, can you state your true name and date of birth for me?
Warren Curtis Lamb, 2770.
Thank you. Mr. Lamb, you're here as you were charged with a driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. This is a third-degree felony. At this time, you have been provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender. Your attorney is inside of the courtroom today. She's going to announce her name, so listen, and she's going to enter the following on your behalf, sir. Madam, pardon me.
August Izquierdo, on behalf of Mr. Lamb, at this time, we're entering a not guilty.
All right, Mr. Lamb, there was an entry of a not guilty. It's very important that you stay in contact with the attorney. This is your case, your life, okay?
And I need a PIN number or something so I can contact her. Or she's going to contact me?
Yes.
Okay.
And then listen for the following date.
Pretrial will be set for December 8th. Trial period begins January 3rd.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we move?
Is that it, ma'am?
Give me one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, all right, that's it.
Thank you.
All right? No. Thank you very much. Next case.
21 CF 2716 Pamela Mcduffie.
Ms. Mcduffie is present and approaching.
Good morning, Ms. Mcduffie. No rush. I see you. We know you're here. All right. Perfect. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes. All right, Ms. Mcduffie, you have filled out an application for criminal indigent status, and you've been deemed indigent by the clerk, okay? And you were here as you were charged with a petty theft, 2 prior theft convictions. At this, which is a first-degree misdemeanor, or pardon me, a prior theft conviction, not 2. At this time, that's a first-degree misdemeanor. Your attorney is standing next to you. She's going to announce her name and enter the following on your behalf.
August Izquierdo, on behalf of Ms. Mcduffie, we're entering a plea of not guilty.
Your Honor, Rachel Klemper on behalf of the state. Ms. Blair has filed for me an amended information and a requested administratively transfer this case down to county as a petty theft 1 prior.
All right. I've seen that.
She has, she should have a court date already in Judge Epperson's courtroom with a different case number, and it should go along with that, should all things work out in the clerk's office.
Can we see that date so we can already just have that for her?
I can provide it, Your Honor, yes.
Sounds like today's a good day. Let's just give her a minute to find that date. So you can leave here and you can have all the items that you need in one.
Arraignment in Judge Epperson's courtroom is set for 10/22, October 22nd at 8:30 in the morning. PD has not been appointed in that case as of yet in my system.
And don't worry, Ms. Mcduffie, I'm gonna make sure that you get that paperwork too, okay? So when you sit back in the courtroom, I'm gonna give you all that paperwork so that you can have all your dates and you can know when you're supposed to report, okay?
Madam Clerk, that case number is 2021 MM2646.
And state, I did see the amended information filed and I did see the request for administrative transfer October the 19th this morning, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, good luck, Ms. Mcduffie. Just sit back for that paperwork so that you know everything, okay? All right, that brings us to the next one.
20 CF 2953, Frank Montijo.
Your Honor, Mr. Montijo is present and approaching.
Good morning, Mr. Montijo.
And they are fully appointed.
You're gonna raise your right hand for me, okay?
You do solemnly swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Can you state for me your true name? Date of birth?
62868.
All right, Mr. Montego, you were here as you were charged with a failure of career offender to report at a driver's license office for renewal of a license or after any change in your residence. That's a 3rd-degree felony. And a failure to register as a career offender, which is a 3rd-degree felony. At this time, you have been approved for the public defender's office. Your attorney is standing next to you. She's going to announce her name and enter the following on your behalf, okay? Counsel?
August Izquierdo on behalf of Mr. Montijo. At this time, we're entering a denial.
This is a not guilty?
Not guilty, Your Honor. I apologize.
Okay, no worries. She's going to enter a not guilty on your behalf, okay? This is your case, your life. I want you to make sure that you're following up with the attorney. If you have any questions, okay? And listen for the following date. Madam Clerk.
Trial will be set for December 8th. Trial period begins January 3rd.
All right, and you're going to get this on your paperwork, okay? Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
21.
If you just sit back for me, then she'll make sure that the clerk makes sure that you get that.
21 CF 2627, Anthony Norris.
Your Honor, Mr. Norris is in custody.
Approaching.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Norris. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir?
Do solemnly swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Anthony Coolidge Norris, 102583.
10 October?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Norris, you were here as you were charged with grand theft, 3rd degree. It's a 3rd-degree felony. Your attorney is inside of the, you've been provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender. Your attorney is inside of courtroom 5A, and she's going to announce her name, so you make sure you listen and enter the following on your behalf.
August Izquierdo on behalf of Mr. Norris. We're entering a not guilty.
All right, Mr. Norris, you've been not guilty has been entered on your behalf. This is your case, your life, so you want to make sure that you follow up with your attorney and listen for the following date.
Your Honor, can you also arraign him on his other outstanding case before Your Honor? 21 CF 2900. He's set for arraignment on the 26th.
Madam Clerk? Mr. Norris, just give us a moment. It looks like you may have another case. So today I'm going to do both of them for you so that you don't have to come back, okay?
All right.
Give me one moment. All right, in 2021 CF 2900, Mr. Norris, you were charged with a petty theft, 2 prior theft convictions. That's a 3rd-degree felony, and a trespass and an occupied structure, which is a 1st-degree misdemeanor. At this time, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Your attorney is here in 5A. Please announce your name and enter the following on this case.
August Izquierdo on behalf of Mr. Norris. At this time, we're entering a not guilty.
Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Norris, it's very important. You hear 2 cases, right? Very important that you follow up with the attorney, all right? Listen for the following date.
Pretrial will be set for December 8th. Trial period begins January 3rd.
December the 8th, okay? Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next case.
20 CF 3238, Ismian Ortiz.
Approaching.
Your Honor, I'm covering for Mr. Mendoza.
All right.
They are fully appointed.
Thank you. Good morning. Mr. Ortiz, can you please raise your hand for me?
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Ortiz, you are here as you were charged with the following. Count 1, possession of fentanyl, third-degree felony. Count 2, petty theft, a second-degree misdemeanor. And count 3, possession of drug paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor. At this time, you've been fully appointed to the Office of the Public Defender. However, your attorney is not here right now. His name is APD Mendoza. However, someone is covering for him today, so she's going to announce her name, but your attorney is Mr. Mendoza. Please enter the following on his behalf.
Not guilty for Mr. Ortiz on behalf of Public Defender, Mr. Mendoza.
All right, Mr. Ortiz, it's very important that you follow up with your attorney, okay? And listen for the following date.
Trial in this case will be set for December 8th. Trial period begins January 3rd.
Thank you. Good luck, sir.
20
Our next case.
21 CF 1115, Antonio Pagan Nunez.
Approaching.
Thank you.
Emily Adams on behalf of Mr. Pagan Nunez, and we'll waive the reading of the charges, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Nunez,
He's coming from the back, Your Honor.
thank you. Good morning, Mr. Pagan Nunez. How are you today?
Okay.
Can you please raise your right hand?
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Can you state your true name and date of birth for me?
Antonio Pagan Nunez, February the 2nd, 1986.
Thank you. Your attorney has asked for a non-reading, and your attorney is here inside of the courtroom. She's going to announce her name on your, she's going to announce her name, and I'm going to provisionally appoint them to the Office of the Public Defender. And she's going to enter the following on your behalf. Make sure that you listen.
Emily Adams on behalf of Mr. Antonio Pagan Nunez will enter a not guilty today, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Pagan Nunez, did you hear your attorney's name?
Yes.
All right, there's a not guilty, and listen for the following date, Madam Clerk.
Trial December 8th, trial period January 3rd.
All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next case.
20 CF 1582, Shelley Paul.
Approaching.
Emily Adams on behalf of Ms. Paul.
Good morning, Ms. Paul.
Good morning.
Can you please raise your right hand for me?
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Paul, can you state your true name and date of birth?
Shelley Marie Paul, May 26, 1985.
Ms. Paul, you are here as you are charged with the violation of condition number 2 of the order of probation by failing to pay the state of Florida the amount of $20 per month towards the cost of probation. Can you go to the next page? Violation of condition number 3 of the order of probation by changing your residence without first procuring the consent of the probation officer. Violation of special condition to complete the community service hours. Violation of condition number 9 of probation by failing to complete all the instructions given to you. And violation of condition number 9 by failing to complete all the instructions given to you. I'm going to move this up. I know you can handle it. Can I move this to the next VOP status date of November the 8th?
Yeah, that's fine, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to place this on the, provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. I'm going to place you on November the 8th. Who's the state?
Rachel Kleinper on behalf of the state, no
Is that
problem,
okay,
Your Honor.
November the 8th, based on the nature of the charges here? Perfect. I'm going to place you on November the 8th. Your date is November the 8th for VOP status. Make sure that you listen for your attorney's name.
Emily Adams.
And enter the following on her behalf.
We'll enter denial today, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
21 CF 1099, Gelson Perez Garcia.
Your Honor, Mr. Perez Garcia is present and approaching, and he requires a Spanish interpreter.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Un momentito.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter. I have been previously sworn.
Good morning, Rafael. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. We have case number 2021 CF 1099, Mr. Gelson Ovidio Perez Garcia. He is inside of the courtroom. He has his headphones affixed. Let me know when you have a connection, please.
Certainly, Your Honor. Your Honor, the interpreter can confirm the defendant is able to hear through the headsets.
Perfect. Mr. Perez Garcia, can you raise your right hand for me?
You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Nelson Ovidio Pérez García. Ovidio Pérez García.
My apologies, Your Honor. I'm having a very bad connection with the podium microphone. He's cutting in and out. I'm going to attempt one more time to see if I can hear what he is saying, Judge.
Okay, and you can tell him to speak up a little.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Nelson Ovidio Pérez García. Junio 21 del 80.
Nelson Ovidio Perez Garcia, June 1st, 1980.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I apologize, but it was June 21st, 1980.
So, Your Honor, my apologies for interrupting. Again, that's what I thought I heard. The connection is very bad with the headsets. Would it be possible to just do it over the speaker? And again, I prefer not to do it that way, but based on the difficulties I'm having hearing the defendant, that might be best.
Okay, I will, but ¿cómo se dice louder? How do you say?
Alto. Tiene que hablar en voz.
Alto,
Yes,
alto.
Okay.
Your Honor, and I did instruct the defendant on 2 separate occasions to speak as loudly as he could.
And now I'm going to. Alto, por favor. Alto.
Okay. Nelson Ovidio Pérez García, 6/21/80.
Gracias.
Your Honor, if the defendant's going to speak that loudly, then I may be able to continue with the headsets.
I think you can. Okay. All right. You are here as you were charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a 3rd-degree felony. At this time, you have been appointed to the Office of the Public Defenders. Your attorney is standing next to you. She is going to announce her name and enter the following on your behalf. Counsel?
Office Izquierdo, on behalf of Mr. Perez Garcia, we're entering a not guilty.
Mr. Garcia, it's very important that you keep in contact with your attorney and listen to the following date. Madam Clerk?
Retrial will be set for December 8th. Trial period begins January 3rd.
Good luck, sir.
Okay, gracias. Igual.
Thank you.
Thank you. Always well. Have a good day, Mr. Interpreter.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good day. My apologies for the issues.
No apologies needed. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Next case.
Because I know what craziness is going on. 1 CF 2519 Gianni Pachardo.
Your Honor,
Objection, Your Honor.
at this time, Your Honor, we're waiving formal reading of the charges.
Good morning, sir. Can you raise your right hand for me?
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Pachardo, you were here. Can you state your true name and date of birth? Sorry.
Gianni Pachardo, 07-15-03.
All right, Mr. Pachardo, your attorney has asked for the waiving of the reading of your charges. You are provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender, and at this time, your attorney is going to announce her name and enter the following on your behalf, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Office Izquierdo, on behalf of Mr. Pachardo, we're entering a not guilty.
All right, it's very important that you stay in contact with your attorney and listen to the following date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Pretrial will be set for December 8th. Trial period begins January 3rd.
December the 8th, trial period, January the 3rd, okay? Good luck, sir. Thank you. Next case.
21 CF 2280, Emmanuel Pope.
He refused, Your Honor.
Mr. Pope. I know Mr. Pope. All right. Are you going to waive?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll waive his appearance and enter a not guilty on his behalf.
All right. That brings us to the next case.
You want to set the arraignment dates for December 8th and January 3rd as well?
December 8th.
Okay. 21 CF 1817, Anthony Rodriguez Irizarry.
Approaching.
Emily Adams on behalf of Mr. Rodriguez Irizarry.
Good morning. Can you please state your true name? Pardon me. Can you raise your right hand?
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You were here, Mr. Irizarry, as you were charged with the following. Count 1, possession of a controlled substance. It's a third-degree felony. And count 2, possession of drug paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor. Your attorney is here. You were provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender, and your attorney is here inside of courtroom 5A. She's going to announce her name for the record, so make sure you pay attention and listen for the following dates. Madam Clerk? Pardon. APD, can you please announce your name for the record and enter the following on his behalf?
Yes, Emily Adams on behalf of Mr. Rodriguez Irizarry will enter a not guilty today, Your Honor. And I would ask the court, could we set this case as well as his other case for a plea date? I can give the court the case number.
All right.
It's 20 CF 42. I do have an executed plea form. It's a VOP on the other case, Your Honor. I just need an executed plea form for the new law case. But if we could have it set maybe for sometime next week.
Let's do it now. State? Who's the state?
Maria Morales on behalf of the state. That works for state.
All right. What are you looking at? Any date next week?
Yep, whatever works for you, Your Honor.
Let's do it. Will this result in a release?
He's going to DOC.
All right, so let's do it on, tomorrow's the 19th. You can do it this week. Let's do it on the 22nd, Friday.
That works, Your Honor.
Just let them know that he needs to be here. Friday, the 22nd. I knew that was like an issue.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I'm not going to be in the office on Friday. I apologize.
No worries, you tell me. 21st?
Does Monday, or I know Monday's really busy. Next Wednesday?
27th?
Yeah.
I prefer Monday.
Monday's fine then.
All right, October the 25th then. Your plea date is going to be October the 25th at 9:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And I'll make all the arrangements right now while we're talking to make sure that he's here.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, can we make that arrangement for me, October the 25th, make sure that he gets here? Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Adams.
Thank you.
21 CF 2190, Joshua Smith.
Approaching.
Thank you.
Emily Adams on behalf of Mr. Smith.
Good morning, Mr. Adams. Can you please raise your right hand for me?
You do solemnly swear. Mr. Smith, can you raise your right hand, please?
I heard Adams. I'm innocent, Your Honor.
Okay, whoa. Hey. All right, so remember what we talked about? I don't know if you were listening, but at this time, this is just an arraignment. So I'm going to give you what
Your Honor.
Mr. Adams.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me.
That's
Wait.
what I'm saying. I don't know who you're talking
So you're going to have to take a seat for me now.
Who's Adams?
I apologize. You're just going to have to take a seat for me, and then we're just going to wait for you for your next time so we can follow some basic instructions, all right? Next case.
2012 CF 339.
Just give me a moment. I'll call that one back up, okay?
2012 CF 339, Karan Taylor.
Approaching.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Taylor. Can you please raise your right hand for me?
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, self you God.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Taylor, can you state your true name and date of birth for me?
Ron Smart Taylor, 5495.
All right, you were here as you were charged with the violation of condition number 3 of your order of probation by changing your residence without first procuring the consent of the probation officer. Violation of condition number 13 of the order of community control by failing to remain confined to your approved residence except for 1 hour, half hour, before and after approved employment. At this time, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Your attorney is here inside of courtroom 5A, all right? She's going to announce her name. Make sure you listen and enter the following on your behalf. Counsel.
August Izquierdo on behalf of Mr. Taylor. At this time, we're entering a denial.
All right, Madam Clerk. Can we have some dates? Have a date?
Or set it for December? VOP status will be set for December 16th at 9:30.
Thank you very much. Good luck, sir, okay? All right, that brings us to the next case.
21 CF 1227, Johan Valido Blanco.
Approaching.
Good morning, Mr. Blanco. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
You do solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Blanco, you were here as you were charged with the following. I think it's, let me see what I, fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer, which is a third-degree felony. You've been provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender, okay? Your attorney is here inside the courtroom. She's going to announce her name, so make sure you pay attention and enter the following on your behalf.
August Izquierdo on behalf of Mr. Valido Blanco. At this time, we're entering a not guilty.
Thank you.
Pre-trial will be set for December 8th. Trial period begins January 3rd.
Good luck, Mr. Blanco.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that would bring us to, we have a bond hearing in our trial. Is that it? That was an add-on. I have an add-on here.
That's been taken care of. She entered a plea.
All right, and now what's the other person's name again?
Valido Blanco.
Did I just told to sit down?
That was
Taylor?
Mr. Smith.
All right, we're gonna try this one more time. Joshua Smith.
Did you hear 12?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand for me, please, sir.
You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, you are here because you were charged with the following. Now, Mr. Smith, let me let you know something. I'm really, so far you see me kind of easy going, right? So I got to be able to get some information out. So if you talk while I'm talking, that's going to be a problem for me. Is that going to be a problem for you?
No, ma'am.
Thank you very much. You're here because you were charged with grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. It's a third degree felony. At this time, I'm going to appoint you to an attorney. I understand that you want to talk about your case, and that's why I'm going to appoint you to an attorney. At that time, don't tell me anything, because this is just an arraignment, and I'm not going to be able to do anything. However, your attorney is going to be able to do much more than I can today. So give me a moment. I'm provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender. Counsel, can you announce your name and enter the following on his behalf?
Emily Adams on behalf of Mr. Smith, and will enter a not guilty today, Your Honor.
Your counsel has entered a not guilty, just like you just described.
Can I say something,
You really-
Your Honor, please?
Go, yeah.
I thought I have a different lawyer because I had a paper in the mail, and it says that Alicia Smith is my lawyer, ma'am. But now you're telling me I have a different lawyer, and I don't know what's going on because I got new charges that I'm innocent of. On top of that, I'm trying to explain to you, I have a warrant for my arrest, and I've been locked up for 2 months, but I have a warrant for another crime, and I'm innocent on both cases. I'm just trying to say I need your help because I feel like the Osceola County Department of the Sheriff's Department is purposely trying to convict me on charges I'm not committing.
Great, and I'm telling you right now that I can't do anything because this is an arraignment, sir. And so only thing that I can do is clear up your attorney issue. So do you want me to know who your attorney is?
I just need to be protected.
Do you want to know who your attorney is?
Yes, ma'am.
Your attorney is, please announce your name.
Mr. Smith, on this case, the grand theft of a motor vehicle, Emily Adams is your attorney.
So who's Alicia Smith?
She's on your other case.
So I have 2 separate lawyers for the Public Defender's Office?
Sounds right to me.
Yes.
Is there any possible way I can combine this into one lawyer so I can?
You cannot. All right, more questions? That's all the questions I can answer for you today.
Ma'am, because
I just said no.
I'm homeless?
I just said no. Please sit.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Next, please listen for the following date.
Pre-trial in this case will be set for December 8th. Trial period begins January 3rd.
Good luck, sir. All right. Officer, I think that should do it for us for for all of the inmates.
You were supposed to call back Dubra Alexander?
Heard.
Wait, you have one? Danny Garcia one?
Attorney Sabel, are you ready?
Yes, good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Yes, we turned in plea forms. Mr. Dubra has 3 cases. The one case scheduled for this morning, 21 CF 1914. It was in Osceola County.
All right, so it looks like our clerk is actually not ready to take the plea today, so we're going to just go ahead and set it.
No, we can do it. We just have to get the information for the Orange County case. So he has a case that he's.
That is a case, Judge, it's a Judge Johnson out of Orange County. I had spoken to him on the record, and he has no problem with the plea being handled in Osceola per the admin order 2020-1704.
I think it's just a matter of logistics with the clerk.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it. So, right. So they have to do some things. And so it's
Absolutely,
just
Judge.
not as easy for the clerk. So if you give them a moment,
I am in no rush.
maybe they can get that done for you.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, we are awaiting Judge Jancevich's permission to take in the the Osceola County.
So it doesn't sound like we're ready. So we're just
We
gonna-
haven't reached the,
I'm going to reset it. Doesn't sound like we're ready. It sounds like you have other,
Judge, I mean, I think, well, with all due respect to the system, I think it's, well, I'm just going to.
Attorney
keep my
Sabel,
mouth
I just
shut.
work in the system.
No, Judge, I mean, there's admin order 2020-17-04, which I think is incredibly clear, that judges are cross-sworn in for the sake of efficiency. But that being said, Judge, these pleas will result in Mr. Dubra being released from custody.
I don't think that anybody is saying that they can't do it. I just think that they're saying that right now and instantaneously, boom, right now is just not ready. That's
Yes,
it.
Judge.
So if you just take a seat back there, give us a couple of
Absolutely.
time periods, I think we can get it done. I just don't think we can get it done like you just gave us the plea forms.
I'm fine to wait, Judge.
No worries. Do you think that we can send that email out, State? And I can then go ahead and just also email hers too, but.
It's been sent, Judge.
the email is with Ms. Lisa Kuchinskis, and she said that she did pass it to Judge Jancevich. I just don't know.
So Attorney Sabel, I'm ready, but I think there's some other little logistics in the system that have to get done. I wish that we could do it just as quickly as you want it.
Thank you. I'll be happy to wait, Your Honor.
Perfect, sounds good to me.
Thank you.
All right, so, officer,
Yes, ma'am.
give me a couple, you can work with me just a couple minutes?
Your Honor.
Just give me about 30.
That's fine, we'll have a seat and wait.
All right, give me about 30 minutes total, all right?
Okay.
Does that work for you, Attorney Sabel?
30 minutes?
That's what the clerk is saying.
Yes, absolutely, Judge.
All right, sounds good to me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to see if we're ready for jury trial first, and then we can hit that bond motion.
Right, that's you.
I just want to call it up.
2019 CF 3522 Christian Mercado Torres.
Mayor Morales, on behalf of the state.
Good morning, Mr. Torres. Are we ready for trial today?
We are not, Your Honor. I did email today and counsel yesterday notifying, I was able to reach out to the translators. I was granted a rush request.
Okay.
But they do still need the 3 days. So just for purpose of the record, state would renew their motion to continue to get the transcripts in.
But he went to Puerto Rico 2 years ago for 2 or 3 days. Didn't hear anything much in regards to that. I do think that there is an ability for us to do that. There is no passport, so a curfew or some other special conditions of release can maintain that factor. Thus, the court's going to grant the motion for reduction of bond. However, the court does see that you have an ability to do some additional work, and I think that he does have some flexibility as far as that additional money inside work. So $30,000 will be where the court would have the bond for count one, but there's going to be some special conditions of any release. It's going to be a curfew. You need to be home by 8 p.m. every day. If you don't follow that, then you're just going to find yourself back here.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Give me a minute. You're going to have to 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. because he does have to get to work from what I'm hearing, the schedule. And then if you're not at work, then you need to be home. So this is only, actually, that's going to be difficult for them to do. So the curfew is from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. every day. Don't possess or control any alcohol-controlled substances without a prescription. I don't think pretrial release is going to be able to do this charge. Let me see. I can find out. I would like him on pretrial release, but I don't think he will qualify.
Just going off of the initial appearance sheet.
Yeah.
I think it's, maybe they could do PTR with bond.
I'm looking at it here as well, but it didn't look like it was any of, we can try, and if he doesn't qualify, then he doesn't qualify. I'm putting him on a curfew regardless.
Okay. I know the $100,000 bond was with the PTR.
I don't have that on here. Do you have a PTR? I just have bond set, I don't have any,
That was checked off, Your Honor.
yeah, I'm looking.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's why I don't know, I'm gonna put it, but again, oh wait, here, I'm sorry. You were correct, the original initial appearance information sheet from PTR does suggest that PTR with bond is available, so I'm gonna do that. And that's on number,
Even if he resides in Orange County, Your Honor?
it looks like Osceola, yep, I'm on number 6 on benchmark state, and I'm looking at the Osceola Corrections Department Community Controls pretrial release form, and that was, they give that to you in front of the IAs.
I'm showing counsel.
Perfect.
The only working on there is I added C3, which is.
Okay.
The checkmark she's referring to.
Okay.
Do you see that?
I do, Your
So
Honor.
I'm gonna go ahead and enter, thank you, counsel, for doing that. For me, PTR with bond, not bond, it's gonna be for $30,000. Pretrial release, you're gonna have a curfew. Curfew is 8 PM to 5 o'clock AM every day. And no, can you go back to the IA? No, do not consume any alcohol controlled substance without a prescription. And
And Your Honor,
looks like that's it at this time.
the fact that he's going to be residing in Orange County, will that cause a problem with PTR from Osceola, or are they able to transfer that to Orange?
It doesn't seem like it should be a problem, but because you can report on the phone. But whatever he has to do, if he has to go to Osceola, he has to just go out of Osceola, he has to make it work.
That's fine, Your Honor.
So whatever they have to do, that is, they're requiring him to do, then that's what he's gonna have to do. So if he has to go to the Osceola and report to Osceola, or, that's gonna be where he's gonna have to do that at. Let's see, this crime did take place in Osceola, right?
Yes.
So that means that he got some connection. So he should be able to,
That's fine, Your Honor. I'm sure he doesn't have a problem reporting to
getting it done.
release here.
But I will put that in the notes, but it most likely will not get transferred from Osceola to Orange. But he has a bond, he has the availability to go to work. I didn't put any restrictions on those, I gave him every day, so there really shouldn't be an issue. And so if it is an issue, then maybe this is not the best mechanism for it. Is there going to be an issue, sir?
No, Your Honor, it's no.
right.
Do I have to report to somebody?
PTR will reach out to you and they will let you know everything that you have to do. You just need to maintain a valid phone number and a valid address. Okay, sir?
I appreciate you so much.
Good luck. Thank you very much, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good job for both, as always. All right, that brings us to this case. We're resetting it.
Yes, Judge, President Bell, on behalf of Mr. Alexander Dubra.
Mr. Alexander, you can come on up.
Yes, Judge, I will be seeing Mr. Dubra in the jail this afternoon to give him the updates, and if we could please reset these matters to, if Your Honor has availability tomorrow morning, Judge, or at the soonest available.
Apparently.
I am ready to plead him on the Orange case and Your Honor's case, which will end a felony and 2 DUIs out of Orange. I'm just going to say this, the state's offer is the state's offer, regardless of the county judge being unwilling to take the state's offer. I'm not changing my offer for her. So Mr. Seibel and I are in agreement on the offer that I put forward on these cases, and then we'll deal with his CT and Judge Yancevich, however Mr. Seibel wishes to.
And I think that's just the issue, Judge, is the email that we received from.
I did too.
Oh, and so that just raises a number of issues that I need to just be able to speak with Mr. Dubra about, to advise on how he wants to proceed.
Yep, I got an email as well. It's her case. I mean, it's in her court. I can't do anything about that. But I can, there was a permission from the other judge.
Judge Johnson in Orange County has given permission to resolve the 2 Orange County DUI cases, which will result in a plea to 1 and dismissal in the other, Your Honor.
All right, can you just make sure you have, just because of so many, can you make sure you have that in writing for me?
We will, either me or Mr. Seibel will have it in writing.
Perfect.
If you don't have the jail feed, he will need to be transported over to plea out.
Yeah, and you will let me know what you decide to.
Absolutely, Judge. Well, I am. There's just some moving parts and just things that Mr. Duber needs to be advised of. But I do anticipate, if we can come back tomorrow,
Okay.
at least two of those,
At least 3 of the 4 cases will be done with.
yes.
Mine will be done, right?
I'm sorry? Yes, absolutely, Judge.
Your felony and the 2 misdemeanors out of Judge Johnson, Orange County.
So let's come back Monday. Monday, wow. Wednesday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And can you make sure he gets here for me, Madam Clerk?
He's in Orange, so.
No, he's
He's right there, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
It's a lot of moving parts.
Make sure he gets there. I was thinking about the Orange County case.
So-
So we're resetting your case and then.
Yeah, I'm just talking-
Orange tomorrow.
Yep,
Yes.
My case and the emailed permission 2 cases. That's what we'll do tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
I see you at 9:30.
I'll see you then.
See you at 9:30, sir. Good luck.
I will be out to see you this afternoon, Mr. Dubrow. Thank you.
And I will bring us to my last plea. I'm ready for you. Sorry about that.
No, not your fault, Judge. I appreciate you.
Mr. Sabel? I think I gave you the wrong one. 21 CF 2001, Justin Browder.
Good morning, Mr. Browder. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir?
Solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Thank you, Mr. Browder. And that's a yes?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Browder, how this is going to work is I'm going to talk to your attorney and to the council. I'm going to talk to your attorney and to the state, pardon me. Then I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? Can you please anticipate a reflection on the record, please?
Yes, Your Honor, it's going to be an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served. Mr. Browder has 99 days as of today, a 6-month driver's license suspension pursuant to the statute, PD fee and PD lien, cost of prosecution and court costs, and both counts of arrest and warrant.
State, do you have any objection to him getting a hardship so he can make some money, so he can pay some of these costs?
Rachel Kleinberg on behalf of the state, that is the correct offer. State has no objection to a business purpose, a hardship license, as long as DMV, he's got a clear license for it.
Sounds good to me. All right, Mr. Browder, you're going to answer some questions for me. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Justin Browder, December 13th, 1989.
Your lawyer tells me that you wish to change your previously entered plea of not guilty and today enter a plea of no contest to the following: possession of methamphetamine, a 3rd-degree felony, and possession of fentanyl, a 3rd-degree felony. Is that what you wish to do today?
That's correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Suffering from any mental illness or emotional disturbance?
No, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
9th grade.
Do you read and write English?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the ability to read and understand your constitutional rights listed on this plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You had any questions, if you had any? Was your lawyer available to answer those questions for you?
She was.
Are you satisfied with your lawyer's representation of you in this matter?
Very much so.
Are you entering this plea today freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
This should be $10,000.
You missed a 0.
Do you understand the total maximum penalties for this crime is 10 years in Department of Corrections plus a total maximum fine of $10,000 plus court costs, cost of investigation, and restitution?
I understand.
Are you, has anybody forced you, threatened you, or coerced you in order to get you to enter this plea today?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Brown, there's not going to be a trial today. I'm going to impose sentence based upon this plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Do you understand if you're not a citizen of the United States, that entry of this plea will result in your deportation?
I understand.
And do you believe there's any DNA evidence out there that would free you or exonerate you today?
Not that I know of.
State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense? And has anybody promised you anything else besides what the attorneys have placed on the record this afternoon?
No, ma'am.
All right, will you stipulate to the affidavit of arrest, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brown, I'm going to accept your plea today. I find you alert, you're intelligent, and you understand the nature. State, is there any, I don't know if I asked you that. Do you
No reason sentence should,
out there?
oh, sorry.
Is there any DNA evidence out there that
You asked no, Your Honor.
On that matter, then, I'm going to accept your plea today. I find you're alert, you're intelligent, you understand the nature and the circumstance of the offenses. I find that you've been represented by competent counsel, and you told me you were satisfied with. And I find that, are you satisfied with your lawyer's representation of you in this matter?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And I find that there is a factual basis for acceptance of this plea. State, is there any legal cause why a sentence should now not be imposed?
No, Your Honor.
All right, this time I'm going to adjudicate you guilty on the possession of methamphetamine and the possession of fentanyl. sentence you to 6 months, sorry,
Credit time served.
sentence you to 99 days in the Osceola County Jail with 99 days credit time served.
Yes.
There is a 6-month driver's license suspension, according to the statute. However, there is no objection to a hardship license, business license, so you can go out and work purposes only.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you drive on that, I just allowed you to get a hardship because I believe that people should work.
I understand.
However, if you take my kindness for a weakness and then you go do something else, then you're gonna be back here. And then I'm not gonna necessarily give you that option again.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There's gonna be some court, cost of prosecution.
Court cost in this case is $415, along with a $3 teen court fee, $100 cost of prosecution, $100 public defender lien, $100 public defender assistance fee, and drug case fine of $350 for a total of $1,068.
Both of these counts are gonna run concurrent together. Do you believe you'll be able to pay $25 a month towards that $1,000?
As soon as I find a job, I'll be able to.
All right, I'll give you 90 days before you make your first payment.
Thank you.
All right, so that would be December 19th. I will start his first payment on January 1st, 2022, a little less than 90 days.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, for those of you who've not gone through this process, this is initial appearances. I am not the judge on your case. I am just the initial appearance judge, which means that my duty today is to review the charging affidavit. Upon reviewing the charging affidavit, I will determine if I find probable cause. If I do, and you are entitled to a bond, I will give you a bond amount. Today is not the day for us to conduct a motion for a reduction of bond. I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender's Office only for these proceedings. So if you wish to have an attorney, then you need to go ahead and either get a private counsel or fill out an affidavit to see if you qualify for services of the Public Defender's Office. You may hear that I say that you're not to have any contact with either a victim, a witness, or co-defendant. That is exactly what I mean. No direct, indirect, or third-party contact. No singing songs, no love letters, no TikTok videos, nothing. No direct messaging, nothing. No contact means no contact. If you violate my no contact order, you will be right back in jail. Also, when you approach, do not tell me anything about your case, okay? Today's not the day to fight the charges. You will be able to fight your charges another day, but today's not that day. So again, do not tell me anything about your case. You are being recorded. Anything you say can and will be used against you. All right, state, can I have your first and last name?
Yes, Lauren Demers on behalf of the state.
Thank you. Defense?
Jessica Nadal, Nadal.
PTR?
Officer Ray O'Candler, Judge.
All right, let's call our interpreter. We just have one? We have multiple, okay.
Your Honor, we have at least 3.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter. I have been previously sworn.
Thank you, sir. The first case is 21 CF 3014. Defendant is Virgilio Gonzalez Toro. Okay, state, yesterday, I did not find probable cause on count 3, which is the aggravated stalking domestic violence.
Su fiscalía en el día de ayer, yo determiné que no había motivo fundado en el tercer cargo, que es un cargo de acecho agravado, violencia doméstica.
Yes, Your Honor. The state has no further information to provide to the court today and would ask that bonds be set as previously done on counts 1 and 2, and all of the conditions from yesterday remain in place.
Su señoría, no tenemos información adicional. Lo único que pedimos es que las fianzas permanezcan tal como usted las programó en el día de hoy, todas las condiciones de libertad, igualmente en el primero y segundo cargo.
All right, thank you.
Gracias.
As to count 3, you're going to be ROR'd on that count.
En el tercer cargo, usted le van a dar libertad bajo palabra.
As to counts 1 and 2, it's going to be stayed. I do find probable cause for counts 1 and 2, and your bonds will be stayed. As to count 1, $500. And as to count 2, $2,500.
Determino que sí existe motivo fundado en el primero y segundo cargo. Las fianzas permanecerán tal como fueron programadas. El primer cargo, $500 de fianza. El segundo cargo, $2,500 de fianza.
And sir, you're not to have any contact with the listed victim as well as the children in this case, and you're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Señor, no se le permitirá contacto con la víctima indicada en este caso, al igual que los niños. No se le permitirá portar armas de fuego o armas blancas.
Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Nada más, muchas gracias.
Joel Ayala?
Your Honor, could you kindly spell that last name for the benefit of the interpreter, please?
Yes, sir. It's Ayala.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
And sir, your case is 21MM2772.
Señor, su caso es el 21 2772.
And before I address you further, it appears that we have someone in the courtroom. So just give me 1 minute.
Antes de que le continúe dirigiendo la palabra, caballero, creo que tenemos a alguien aquí presente en la sala. Permítame un momento.
Your Honor.
Ma'am.
Sorry, Mr. Ayala is saying that he doesn't need an interpreter.
Oh, okay. All right, just stand by, Mr. Burr, for just 1 second, please.
Certainly, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, what is your name?
Jessica Figueroa.
All right, you are the alleged victim in this case. All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Ayala, I reviewed a charging affidavit for battery domestic violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest. You do qualify for bonds with PTR conditions. Before I tell you what those conditions are, I'm going to speak with Ms. Figueroa. Ms. Figueroa, go ahead and raise your right hand for me.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to testify the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Thank you.
Please do not tell me anything about the facts of this case. I just want to know one thing, and that is if you wish to have contact with the defendant.
Yes, I do wish to have contact with him. That night was complete misunderstanding.
Okay, well, don't tell me anything else. Currently, there's a no contact order, and that is to protect you. Do you understand?
They called me this morning and they asked me if I wanted one, and I said no.
I need you to listen to me.
Okay.
Okay, so no contact order is in place to protect you. Do you understand that? Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right. We're being recorded, so I need you to go ahead.
Okay.
So once that's removed, do you understand that there is no way that the court can protect you?
Yes.
Are you afraid of the defendant at this time?
No.
Is there anyone forcing you to come in here to request that I give you contact?
No. No.
Okay.
I'm not being forced in any way at all.
All right. Say, do you have any questions?
Briefly, Your Honor, if I may.
You may.
Ms. Figueroa, how long have you and Mr. Ayala been in a relationship?
On and off for years, but officially about 1.5 years.
Okay, and did you call 911 yesterday?
Somebody else did first.
Somebody else, did you second? Did you call 911 at all?
No.
No. Do you reside together?
Yes.
If you were able to have contact with him but maintain separate residences, would that be manageable?
We have kids together and we see each other. Well, it's like we live a life together. So.
How many children do you have?
He has 2 and I have 1, and they're basically like brothers and sisters. They travel together. Everything, they do everything together.
Okay, what are their ages?
8, 6, and 11.
Are there any firearms in the home?
No.
If anything like this type of situation were to happen again, would you hesitate to call 911?
This will never happen again, but no, I wouldn't hesitate.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
And you said that you all have children in common, or you do not?
We raised 3 children together. He has 2 from a prior relationship, and I have 1 from a prior relationship, but they're.
But nothing together?
They're extremely close, yeah, no, nothing together.
Okay. All right, defense, you have any questions?
I just want to clarify with the alleged victim that she is not in fear and would be comfortable with having Mr. Ayala return to the family home.
Yes, absolutely. I'm in no fear, and I want him to come home.
Thank you, that's it, Your Honor.
All right. Well, thank you for that. I have reviewed the charging affidavit. Again, I do find probable cause based upon my reading. Go ahead and order a no contact for now, being that this incident just occurred and just due to, from what I'm reading, I'm not gonna allow him to come back home. It's gonna be a no contact. You all are to maintain a separate residence. He is not to possess any weapons or firearms. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and that's gonna be a $500 bond. All right, thank you. All right, the next person that I have that's going to need the Spanish interpreter is Nelson Tomas Rodriguez. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Your Honor, just going back to Mr. Ayala, did he get PTR with that?
Yes, it's bonds with PTR.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Tomas Rodriguez, your case number is 21MM2779.
Señor Rodríguez, su caso es el 21MM2779.
It has 1 count of stalking domestic violence.
Es un cargo de acecho, violencia doméstica.
I do find probable cause for your arrest.
Determino que existe motivo fundado para su arresto.
You do not qualify for PTR.
Usted no reúne requisitos para la libertad provisional.
Your bond's gonna be set at $1,000.
Su fianza será programada $1,000.
You're not to have any contact with the listed victim. Do you understand?
Usted no se le permitirá tener contacto con la víctima indicada. ¿Usted me entiende? Yes.
You're not to return to her home.
No se le permitirá regresar al hogar de ella.
You are not to have unsupervised contacts with the child.
No se le permitirá tener contacto con la criatura sin supervisión.
And you are not to possess any weapons or firearms.
No se le permitirá portar armas de fuego o armas blancas.
All right, thank you.
Gracias.
Mr. Barrow, if you can make an announcement for me.
Certainly, Your Honor. Su atención, por favor. Si hay alguna persona presente que necesite los servicios del intérprete en español, por favor, anúnciese en este momento.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Cesar Eduardo Batalis.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. I have 2 cases for you. The first one is 2020 MM2540. It's a bench warrant, and your bond is set at $1,000 in this case. Your second case is 2021 MM2083. It is also a bench warrant, and the bond is set at $250.
Thank
you. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to let the court be aware that Mr. Bataillus was found ICP by Judge Epperson on April 19th of this year in case 20 MM 2540, and we would ask for his release based on his status as it comes into proceed.
I don't have that information in front of me, so you all can take that up with Judge Epperson, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Marlon Josiah Curtis.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Marlon Josiah Curtis.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, the first case I have is 2021 CF36. It's a violation of probation. And the bond set on that case is $0 at this time. Your second case is 2020 CF 3540. It is another violation of probation. The bond is set at 0 in that case. Your third case is 2021 CF, oh wait, is that attached to, yes it is.
Yeah.
All right.
I failed to appear on each case.
On each?
Yeah, he has two cases, but for one for failing to appear, one for VIP on each case.
Understood. All right, so for the 2020 CF 3540, you have a violation of probation, and then there is a bench warrant for that case as well, and that bond is set at 0. And for 2020 CF 3540, you have a violation of probation. That bond is set at 0, as well as a bench warrant on that case, and that bond is set at 0. Does he have anything else? No? Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Richard Gray. Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Gray. I have one case. It's 2019 CF 4175. I have an arrest affidavit for you. Probable cause has been found on each of these offenses. Looks like we may have a visitor, so just one second.
I believe it's a family member, Your Honor.
Family member, okay. All right. So the arrest warrant has bonds already set. So count 1, I'm going to keep at $2,500, and then count 2 will also be stayed at $1,000.
Would you like to have pretrial release supervision, Judge?
Yes, it's going to be bonds with PTR conditions. Any conditions, State?
Your Honor, just that he doesn't return to the victim's location or to the pawn shop.
All right, so no return to the pawn shop and no return to the vicinity of the victim's property or home. Okay? All right, thank you. Ma'am, did you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Who is the victim?
And who are you on this case?
I'm his wife.
Okay, well, I can't give you that information. That's something that if he has a public defender assigned to him, you can obtain all that necessary information.
And what was the date that it happened on? Because we were actually in North Carolina. And
don't tell me anything about the facts of your case. Like I said, if he has a public defender's if he has the public defender's office assisting him, please contact that attorney. Okay?
What was the bond amount? It's a total of $3,500.
Yes, thank you. Tori Antoine McKenzie. Good afternoon. Your case number is 2014 MM3068. It's a failure to appear on a VOP sentencing. I'm going to go ahead and give you a bond on this case, and bond's going to be set at $2,000. Okay? All right, thank you.
You have 2 charges, so is it 1,000 each?
She has 2?
On that.
Oh, it's the possession of cannabis and drug paraphernalia? Yeah, 1,000 for each count. Dennis Tipton. Your case number, sir, is 2021 CF 1327. It's a failure to appear for an arraignment. The judge on that case has set your bond at 0 at this time. Okay, thank you. Armando Acevedo. Your case is 21MM2770. It has 1 count of battery domestic violence. I have reviewed the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause. You do qualify for bonds with PTR conditions. Your bond is set at 500. You're not to have any contact with the listed victims. Do you understand? No. All right. You cannot return to the residence. You're to maintain a separate residence from the victim. If you have any personal items there, I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve those items. Okay? That means you have to contact law enforcement. They have to be with you. That's fine. Okay. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Okay. And no alcohol. Okay. All right, thank you. Jaheda Anaya. Ma'am, your case is 21MM2771. Has 1 count of battery. Domestic. I do find probable cause. You do qualify for a bond with PTR conditions. Your bond is set at $500. You're not to contact the listed victim. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're to maintain a separate residence from the victim.
Yes.
And you are not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Correct.
And you don't have any personal items at the residence, do you?
No.
Okay.
We live separately.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Shanique Foy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All right, Ms. Foy, I have 21MM2773's 1 count of petty theft, first offense. I do find probable cause. Looks like you qualify for direct PTR. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Any objections, State?
No, Your Honor.
All right. We're going to do a direct PTR on you. Please do not return to Walmart located at 2855 North Old Lake Wilson Road. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Shirley Jimenez.
And Judge, this defendant no longer qualifies for pretrial release.
Okay, thank you. All right, ma'am, your case is 21MM2774. Alleges 1 count of battery. This should be battery domestic violence. I do find probable cause. So no PTR at all?
No, Judge, not for this defendant.
Okay. Your bond is set at $500. Please do not have any contact with the listed victim. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You are to maintain, hold on, I'm not done. You're to maintain a separate residence from the victim. Do you understand?
Excuse me?
A separate residence. You can't live with the victim.
Okay.
Okay? And you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Do you have any personal property at the location?
Yes.
I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve those items.
Okay.
You have to be with law enforcement in order to go there. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Christopher Handy.
Your Honor, he's in the hospital. Can we reset him, please?
That's fine.
Thank you.
Carlos Hernandez.
He bonded, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Dale Johnson. Mr. Johnson, your case is 21 CF 3032, one count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I do find probable cause for this offense. You do qualify for a bond with PTR conditions. Your bond is set at $2,500. You're not to have any contacts with the listed victims. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are not to return to a location, and you're to maintain a separate residence from the victim, and you are not to possess any weapons or firearms. Do you understand all those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
I have one question.
Yes.
Can I get one time to return to get my stuff?
Yes, yes. That means, you do understand, that means you need to contact law enforcement? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, perfect.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. David Loshaw?
Your Honor, Mr. Locha refused. Can we reset, please?
This is the first reset?
I believe so.
Okay. We'll reset him.
Your Honor, will you be taking any action on the cases where he's out on bond today? Mr. Loshaw is out on bond in 2 cases. I believe they are set for trial next week with Judge Nix. Oh, I see. All right. The case numbers are 2021 CF 263 and 2021 CF 692. Both are filed and in a trial, set for trial, I believe. All right, based upon the new offenses I've reviewed, I'll go ahead and revoke bond and set them at 0 at this time for 21 CF 263, 21 CF 692, and then we'll see him for his new cases. Thank you, Your Honor. Ashton Lucas Taylor. Sir, I have 21 CF 3035. Alleges 5 separate counts. First one is possession of controlled substance without a prescription, which is fentanyl. I do find probable cause for this offense. Your bond is stayed at $2,000. Second count is possession or use of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. Your bond will be stayed at $1,000. Third count is altering, destroying, or concealing, removing. I do find probable cause. Your bond will be stayed at $2,000. The fourth count is grand theft of a motor vehicle. I do find probable cause. Your bond will be stayed at $2,000. And then the fifth count is grand theft. I do find probable cause. Your bond's going to be stayed at $2,000.
Judge, will you consider pretrial release supervision?
Not direct PTR, no.
No direct, but PTR supervision with the bonds?
I can do that.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so bonds with PTR conditions, no contact with the listed victim. Any other conditions state? No, Your Honor. Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm probably not gonna say this correctly, but Jalea Nawaji?
She said you said it right, Your Honor.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your case is 21 MM 2777, has 1 count of petty theft, first offense. I have reviewed the charging affidavit and I do find probable cause. You do qualify for direct PTR, state? No objection. All right, ma'am. I'm going to release you direct PTR. Please do not return to the Walmart.
Okay, I won't.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Chastity Pagan. Good afternoon, Ms. Pagan. Just 1 second. You may have a visitor. Just bear with me. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How you doing, ma'am?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well.
What is your first and last name?
Mercy Joseph.
You are the alleged victim?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead and raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me address the defendant. Ms. Pagan, your case number is 21MM2778. It has one count of battery domestic violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest. You do qualify for a bond with PTR conditions. I'm going to address Mr. Joseph and see if he wishes to have contact with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Joseph, don't tell me anything about the facts of the case. I just want to know if you would like to have contact with Ms. Pagan.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And is anyone forcing you to come in here to tell me to make sure you have contact with Ms. Pagan?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that the no contact order would be placed in order to protect you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if I remove that no contact order, there's no way that the court can protect you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you still wish to have contact with her?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. State, do you have any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Joseph, are there any children that reside in the home?
No, ma'am.
Are there any weapons or firearms in the home?
No, ma'am.
Who was it that called 911?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
If something like this were to happen again, would you call 911?
Yes, ma'am.
I sensed a little bit of hesitation. You would call 911?
No, ma'am.
You would not call 911?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Defense, do you have any questions?
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like clarity. I didn't understand what the state's question was. Was it that he would not call 911 and then the alleged victim agreed that he would not?
No, I believe her question was if something like this was to happen, would he contact 911? He initially hesitated and said yes, but then said he would not. Is that correct, Mr. Joseph?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Joseph, can you please let us know if you are in fear of sharing a home with the defendant?
No, I'm not.
And would you like to share a home with the defendant?
Of course.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, based upon my reading of the charging affidavit, I will go ahead and order no hostile contact. Now, Ms. Pagan, what that means that you cannot yell, you cannot be aggressive towards Mr. Joseph whatsoever. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your bond's gonna be set at $500. Okay?
So how much do I have to pay, 500?
No.
Oh, okay.
Your public defender will tell you exactly what the process is and how much you have to pay exactly.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
And this was with PTR? This is gonna be with PTR, so no hostile contact with the victim. You cannot possess any weapons or firearms, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other conditions, State?
One moment, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Mr. Joseph.
All right.
Andrea Selden?
In the cage, Your Honor, it'll be a moment.
All right, good afternoon. You have one case, it's 21 CF 3037. It has two separate offenses. The first one is petty theft, third or subsequent offense, and the second one is resisting arrest without violence. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Count one is going to be set at $1,000, and count two is going to be set at $500. This Walmart is very popular. All right, please do not go back to Walmart's on Old Lake Wilson Road, okay? I want to hear it.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Edward Hall.
Mr. Hall refused, Your Honor.
Will you waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hall's case is 21 CF 3039. It has two separate offenses. The first one is tampering with third-degree felony proceeding. I do find probable cause. The bond is going to be set at $2,500. Count two is a violation of PTR conditions, domestic violence. I do find probable cause. It's bond's gonna be set at $1,000. He is not to have any contact with the listed victim. Does he have any other cases?
Yes, Judge, he's arrested on another case, 21 CF 2818, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery on a person 65 years older. Has bonds of $25,000 and $5,000.
Okay, that wasn't written on my sheet, so can I get that case again? You said 21 CF 2808?
21 CF 2818, Judge.
18. All right. So just that one case?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so I'll go ahead and revoke his bond on that case and set him at 0. All right, thank you. Robert Morris?
Also in the cage, Your Honor, it'll be a moment.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Morris, your case is 21 CF 3016. It has 4 separate offenses. First one is battery. I do find probable cause. Your bond's going to be stayed at $500. Second count is resisting an officer without violence. Your bond is going to be $500 as to that count. Disorderly intoxication, I do find probable cause. Your bond is going to be stayed at $150. And the last count is trespass on a property. I do find probable cause. Your bond's going to be stayed at $150.
Just for the
Wait,
record,
hold on. You have another case.
he was resisting with violence, just for the record.
It's with violence? Oh, gosh. Okay, I read that wrong. All right. In regards to count 2, it's resisting officer with violence, okay? Bond's going to remain at $500. You do have another case. It's 21 CF 8798. You were RR'd on that case. Say, do we know what's going on with the Orange County case?
Yes, Your Honor. I do see that he was arrested July 26, 2021 for 2 counts, battery on a law enforcement officer and criminal mischief. It appears upon the 33rd day, the state filed a notice of non-filing at that time, and the defendant was ROR'd, and no charges have been filed yet to date.
That is correct.
All right, well, I won't touch it then. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice day.
You. Next case is Javel Stockroom. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please state your first and last name.
Javel Stockroom.
What is your date of birth?
November 2nd, 1991.
I have a couple of cases here for you. The first one is 21 CF 3021. The grand theft motor vehicle. I do find probable cause. That bond is going to be stayed at $2,500. Next case is 2021 MM2766, which is false name or identification by arrestee. I do find probable cause. Your bond's going to be stayed at $500. And you have a case out on Broward. And due to being on probation in Broward County, picking up these Osceola cases, I do find an on-view violation. And your bond's going to be stayed at, it's going to be set at 0 on the Broward County case. All right, thank you. Great, have I missed anyone?
We got everyone, Your Honor.